We have 8 parrots. Here's a video where you can meet them all. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I am David and today we are going to meet my flock. We're going to meet all 8 of my parrots. I thought it was high time I did a video like this. I've done loads of videos introducing them, their stories, but new people to the channel don't know them all. They get mixed up between them, so I thought it'd be really nice to just introduce you to each individual bird, talk a little bit about them, show you their little quirks and traits and just let you get to know them. So let's start with Chip, one of our cockatiels. He's a pied cockatiel and he is full of personality. This little guy is probably the most attention-seeking, needy little cockatiel that we have. He absolutely adores me. He still likes Sophie, but I am his favourite human. And even though that sounded quite negative, he is an amazingly intelligent cockatiel. Of all the cockatiels I've met and known, he is so smart. He learns things very quickly. He's very adaptive. He thinks on his little talents, I suppose you call them, and he's always learning new tricks. You know, it's so amazing how quickly he picked up the tidy up trick, how quickly he started manipulating things with his feet, learning wave, shake. I just have a lot of admiration for him, I guess, because he's just such a smart little guy. He loves his millet. That is probably his favourite treat, and he will work and work and work for it. He does love to fight with his brother an awful lot as well. They're constantly sniping at each other. However, they can't be more than about a foot apart, otherwise they get very anxious and need to be close together. It really is a love-hate relationship between them. But yeah, there's Chip for you. Next up we have Mr. Fish, and Fish is our other cockatiel. He's a standard grey male and he is Chip's brother. We got them together. And yeah, Fish is another big personality. That's one thing I love about parrots, how much personality they all have. Fish's nickname is Boss Man, purely because he's always walking around, bonking things, claiming them, tapping them, and posturing and frapping his beak and clicking his beak as well, clicking his tongue, I suppose you could call it either. He is another amazing little cockatiel, and the two of them make such a dynamic duo. Again, Fish doesn't like being apart from Chip. They need to be very close together. And one thing I forgot about Chip as well is Chip absolutely loves getting petted by me. He loves getting pet and he demands them constantly. Fish also really enjoys them, but he's not quite as needy as Chip is. They do like to get up to mischief together. Fish will often sort of parade around on the floor and lead Chip into places he shouldn't be. If Chip comes down to sit on me, Fish will try and lure him back up onto the curtain pole just because he doesn't want Chip sitting on me and he can't be bothered to come down. He's a bigger boy than Chip as well. He's a much bigger man, to put it very politely, but he is so full of personality. The other thing I wanted to mention about Fish is while he does learn things that Chip does, he's not quite as smart. I'm really sorry, Fish. But he does learn tricks at his own pace, and when he does get them, he will do them repeatedly. He surprised us completely by learning the tidy up trick just by watching his brother. He's another amazing little personality. Next up we have Miss Pickles. Now Pickles is a pineapple turquoise. I'm not too bothered about colour morphs, you know, they're all cute, they're all conures to me, you know, that isn't very important, but people find it important, so I thought I'd tell you. She's one of our first rescue conures. Now the story behind her, because people find it fascinating, is we walked into a pet shop and she was just there. We asked about her, they said, oh yeah, she'd been surrendered and she was just there in her cage. So we were like, okay, we weren't going to get a conure that day, we weren't even considering one, we just had the boys, and then we left, and then we just decided, you know what, we will take her on because she's really cute and she was really sort of like showing an attraction to us. So I phoned up and I reserved her, and I phoned up literally 10 seconds before another couple walked in and wanted to buy her, and that's how she ended up with us. Now Pickles, just I don't know, I think all our parrots have amazing personalities in their own ways. Pickles is very smart, she's incredibly sassy, her nickname is Pickles P. She is very smart, but she only does things on her own terms, so if she wants to do a trick she'll do it. If she doesn't, it doesn't really matter what motivation you provide, she'll just be like, nope, I'm going to go and forage, I'm going to go and play, I'm not interested in that. She's incredibly sassy to her friend Scampy, which I'll talk about in a moment, and she is sassy to us. She loves to posture, she loves to dance, she loves to generally just get up to all kinds of mischief. She's, oh, I'm just getting pronunciation wrong. She isn't the biggest talker, she will mumble a bit, she will sort of say Pickles P under her breath, and generally we're happy with that, you know, because not all conures will talk, and it is cute when she does decide to. The last thing I always tell you about Pickles as well is she loves her flight training, where she can be very lazy in some ways and she's a bit of a madam. She likes being picked up and conveyed to the location she wants to go to after posturing and gesturing a lot. She loves flight training. If you want to do some flight training with her, you all have to do is offer your hand and offer her a treat. She'll be straight over to you. Finally, I thought I'd mention her favourite food. So I kind of mentioned chip and fishes, which is millet. Pickles' favourite food is definitely sunflower seed, very closely followed by various types of fruit. She loves fruit. Oh, one sort of gross fact, she also likes going up my nose, and I don't know why she does that. Next up, let's move on to Scampy, and Scampy is Pickles' boyfriend, and they live together now. It took ages to bond them, but we're so glad we did it. Now, Scampy's story, very briefly, is Scampy was passed around from house to house. It was 4 houses before he reached us and the rescue centre. We took him on, and even though it was a rough start, he was a bit of a biter, he is very well settled now, and him and Pickles get on very well. Scampy isn't a talker at all. He will sometimes try and say Scampy do, but generally he likes to whistle, he likes to sort of grumble and growl. He loves cuddling Sophie, whereas Pickles tends to prefer me. Scampy definitely prefers Sophie, he loves cuddling up against her neck and growling and grumbling, getting under her hair. His favourite treat is sunflower seed, probably hands down, although he likes a bit of fruit sometimes as well. He is partial to a bit of juice on occasion. Now, like Pickles, Scampy loves flying, but unlike Pickles, he's incredibly talented at it. You can call him from across our entire flat and he will navigate between those doors and fly right over to you. He can get through tight gaps, which can be a bit of a problem for us when we want to go to the bathroom, because for some reason he likes following us into the bathroom. I don't know if that's a conure trait, it seems to be a fascinating area for them. And he's an amazing flyer and ever so talented. He's also very motivated for treats generally. He will want to behave, he will want to train, and he will keep focused. He can be a bit sassy, but in a different way to Pickles. For example, if he's doing something, you interrupt him, put your hand there, he's probably going to nibble you or give you a nip because he's busy and you're interrupting him. So you have to give him some compensation to get his attention there. Scampy's favourite trick is flipping. He will flip on your finger just continuously all day long. He loves it. Pickles will do it too, but Scampy's much better at it and much more enthusiastic. He loves flying onto the camera during filming and just sitting up there and growling. And he also has got into the habit of pushing things off the table. I'm not sure why, but if he's proving he's a strong man or something, but he's constantly pushing things off the table onto the floor. For anyone wondering, he's a yellow-sided green-cheek conure, because I forgot to mention it earlier. Next up is Olive, who's a yellow-sided turquoise conure. Got that in there nice and early. She is another rescue, and again, she had a kind of similar story to Scampy. She was passed around a lot, and then she was left in a pet shop overnight in the darkness. Not ideal, so we took her on. She started off literally tearing chunks out of flesh. I have a scar from her, but she learned how to be gentle through a lot of training, a lot of soft targeting, and something called kiss training, which worked out very well, because now everything gets kisses from her. She will kiss everything. Olive is probably the cuddliest conure we have. While Scampy loves to cuddle, Fish and Chip like to get pets, Pickles like to sort of snuggle a little bit. Olive loves cuddling with Charlie, who I'll talk about a little bit later. Loves cuddling with us, loves cuddling against hands. She's just a cuddly, cuddly little creature. She does have her moments though, where she decides, I'm done, and she will nip, but generally you get a bit of a warning with a nice kiss first. So for Olive, anything sweet is her favourite. She's quite happy to work for seeds, but anything sweet like grapes, coconut oil, coconut, strawberry, banana is a big one. She absolutely adores. She isn't as fit as the other birds, but that's improving, and she's starting to get really enthusiastic about flying, especially with Charlie, her partner. And yeah, she's a very charming little bird, you know. After a rocky start, she really settled in well, and she really values both human and other bird company. Trick-wise, her favourite tricks are kissing. She does this little dance where she waves one hand in the other, and that's adorable. She loves to dance in general, and when she gets really excited, she will be posturing and dancing loads. And next up is Charlie, and Charlie lives with Olive, their boyfriend and girlfriend, and Charlie is a crimson belly conure. Now Charlie is technically a rescue, although he came from a loving home. They just couldn't look after him anymore, so they asked us to take him on, which we did, and Olive and Charlie bonded really quickly, which is awesome. And he's a really motivated bird when it comes to treats. He's like got a bottomless stomach. He constantly wants treats, he constantly wants snacks, he's constantly flying around looking for snacks, and he will come up to you and he will just kiss your cheek. Not so much for me, but for Sophie he'll kiss my arm, and he'll kiss you just because he wants to get treats from you. He can be a bit cheeky and naughty if you don't give him one, but generally he just wants treats constantly, and because of that he's highly motivated for training. Me and Charlie's relationship started off very rocky, I'm not quite sure why, but it's improved recently where he's happy to train with me, recall to me, he sits on the arm of my chair with Olive, they chat and preen each other, and that's really nice because I want the best relationship with all my birds possible. Now Charlie is a massive talker. He will constantly say I love you, he will say baby baby, he will say good bird, good boy, variations on all these themes. He can fly through hoops, Sophie trained him how to do that. He's an excellent flyer in general. because it's motivation, he's just constantly wanting to do things to get rewards, and it's just really rewarding for us to see as well. And sometimes he will settle down with Olive and relax and cuddle, but he does get jealous if you try and cuddle her with your hand while he's there. That's definitely a no-no, only when he's busy and he's enjoying a straw or a bit of foraging. Charlie's also a bit of a water baby, a bit like Scampy as well, which I forgot to mention, and he maybe is like half duck or something, because he just loves washing and he loves making these little noises and squeals when he gets into the water. Next up, let's talk about Kipling, and Kipling's another crimson belly conure. He came to us with his partner Louis, which I'll talk about right at the end of this video, and they came to us together. They had a sort of rescue story as well, and Kipling is a very sensitive soul. He's probably the most complex bird we've ever dealt with in terms of how he reacts to things. Traditional training methods aren't as effective on him, although, you know, that's only to an extent. You know, there's always something you can do and there's something you can work out. Me and Kipling had an extremely rocky start, which improved loads, and now it's gotten rocky again due to lots of factors. But he's a really intelligent bird. He's full of personality. He loves to sing, he loves to whistle, he copies tunes, he copies the alarm when we have our food going off. He just loves doing tricks as well, waving, spinning, flight training. He will do fetch and tidy up. And yeah, it's just really nice to observe him. It's a shame he's a bit of a biter and a bit nervous, but again, these are some of the things you have with birds. They won't always be perfect. Now, Kipling's favourite foods tend to be sweet things. He doesn't mind his seed treats, but those are also awesome. He loves his pets through the bars, he loves his Louis, he loves his naps, and he loves his snacks. He also loves a bit of washing, but Louis is probably his favourite, and let's talk a little bit about Louis now. Now, Louis is a cinnamon green cheek conure. I'm so glad I've got through all these definitions for them, because this colour stuff drives me nuts. And he's only got one leg, and that's why it's so special that Kipling is so bonded with him and they look after each other, because Kipling will support him. Kipling has no issues with that, and Louis doesn't really let it hold him back either. He's the cheekiest, naughtiest little man that you could ever imagine. His nickname is Louis Log, because he's only got one leg, he will frequently lie down and sort of make a little beard log-like thing. I don't know what to call it, it's Louis Log. We joke he's a bit of a pirate as well, because he's only got one leg and he likes to steal treats wherever he can. His favourite treats are basically anything. He will eat anything seed-based, sweet-based, juice-based. He loves it all. He loves his washes. He loves chatting. He's also a big talker. He says Kipling. He copies Kipling when he talks. And he just generally likes to get up to a bit of cheek as well, like many conures. Now, Louis enjoys me playing video games. The entire flock seems to enjoy it. They all settle down, maybe associate it with relaxing. But for Louis, while the others will settle down to watch, Pickles may watch, the boys may watch, Louis will just start chatting, he will start sleeping, he'll constantly be grumbling to himself while he naps. I don't know if Kipling finds it annoying, but I think he just goes elsewhere in the cage and relaxes. Louis also has this amazing little hop. He, again, does not let his one leg hold him back. He will go anywhere that Kipling goes. He will steal treats, he will just generally navigate, and he's just such a personality because of it. So guys, that's it. That is my Meet My Birds video. I thought I'd just do a talk through of them, just so you can get to know a little bit. There's so much I could talk about. This video could be like triple the length if I let it, so let's just leave it there. Any comments, questions, happy to hear from you. But in the meantime, from me and my flock, take care and see you later.